Hi, my name is Kamana and welcome to Holistic Nomads TV, where ancient wisdom and modern science can help you to have more clarity and energy in your life. Today's episode is on question and answer. So people from the public send in their questions on anything health and healing related, and I help them out with giving them the first track starter on what direction to go for. Today's question comes from Gita in France. Hi Gita, great to share with you again. I hope you're doing well over there. Her question is about how to do yoga when you only have 30 minutes. So here she's looking at a small amount of time and how she can get the maximum benefit out of that time. To really understand that, I've got to look at a few different things. What does yoga mean? And in our modern day context, a lot of the time yoga means exercise. So I'm going to look at holistic exercise and sort of unpack that. I think good holistic exercise uses a 5-element model. That's how we do in the Thai Vedic school that I've co-created. We look at the ether element as like stillness, introspective, maybe meditation practices. We look at the wind element as like explorative movements, opening ourselves up to different movements that we haven't done before, making sure that the energy is moving through every part of the body, and we do that combined with the breath. We look at the fire element as explosive, fast movements, maybe martial arts style movements. We look at the water element as circular movements that work into the joints and help with the circulation. This may be soft, it could be rolling on the ground. And we look at the earth element as strength and conditioning. Ideally, we should have all 5 of these elements within our weekly practice. So here, if we're looking at only having a 30-minute window, we need to look at, okay, how could I get a mix of this into my week or day? First, I'm just going to simplify it and make it as if it's the same thing every day. We've only got 30 minutes, so we're going to look at 10 minutes of meditation, stillness, introspective practice, drawing the mind inside, maybe a repetitive mantra, maybe awareness on the breath, just coming back to one repetitive practice and let going of all other thoughts. And then moving into 10 minutes of explorative type movements. It could start on the ground and then start to move up. We're not looking at how much I can stretch and open a muscle. We're just looking at, can I move through all of my ranges of movement in a more nervous system exploration? Timing it with the breath. Inhale, expanding out with the body. Exhale, drawing back in with the body. And just keep moving through this sort of cycle for a good 10 minutes or so. And then in our last 10 minutes, look at strength. We look at how can we build some form of strength and solidity inside the body. In Thai Vedic, we use functional movement medicine patterns. So we have 8 main strength patterns that the body needs to work through. In a simple explanation, things like squats, push-ups, pulling back. Most personal trainers will be familiar with these patterns, yet in Thai Vedic, we look at them in relation to the doshas. So depending on what someone's individual dosha, we may change their meditation practice, their specific explorative movements, and their strength and conditioning patterns may be more suited to their specific dosha. So I know we've worked with you before, Gita, so you'll be able to look at what is your dominant dosha and start to think, oh, okay, how could I adjust my exercise pattern towards what's specifically suited for me there as well? If we then take it toward an intermediate practice, I would start to change it depending upon the day and how my body is feeling. On a real simple general sense, 2 days a week, I'd focus on strength and conditioning really strongly, at least 15 to 20 minutes or more just doing the strength and conditioning. I wouldn't leave the meditation practice out. I'd still try and keep that in as a daily practice. And if possible, just a tiny bit of explorative movements before you start that strength and conditioning, but have 2 days where you really push the body much harder there. There's a practice from Thai Vedic called the karanas, and these karanas are like preparatory movements that we use to open up each one of the meridians. They can also be a great regular practice because they integrate a little bit of explorative movement, a little bit of all the movements that the body needs, and they do some strength and conditioning specific for the doshas. We'll have some videos in the future coming out on these karanas, and specifically in our How to Balance Vata series, we'll demonstrate the most specific ones for Vata there as well. That's a short direction for you at the moment, Gita. I hope it's really useful for you. If you've got any questions on it, you're welcome to reach out again. We want to specifically tailor something that suits you great. I know it can also be useful for others out there. Try and find something that's realistic that you can do every day. If you can only do 10 minutes, bounce and shake, 5 minutes of introspection, whatever you can do. And over time, you'll find that habit will just become easier to expand in your life, and you can take it from there. If you're interested to really go deeper with this understanding of an individual yoga practice and what really suits someone best, then the school I've co-created, Thai Vedic, is the most ideal. I've brought together some of the world's best holistic healers and educators, teaching people what I consider to be the 6 most important branches of holistic healing. And we do a lot of yoga therapy, understanding an individual person and making an exercise, movement, meditation practice that is most specifically suited for them. If you'd like to learn how to build those practices for yourself or others, then check out the programs on thaivedic.com. It's been great to share with you today. Really look forward to sharing in the future. You again, I hope you're doing well over there. Her question is about what is the ideal exercise? Oh, it's not her question. Too many questions here.